Buy cheap Texas tax deeds here in the next 9 days. This is a hot, sensitive auction that's coming up that's going to have some good deals. So this is Texas tax deeds, one of the best places to buy and flip cheap real estate. If you've wanted to get into real estate investing, tax deeds combined with Texas could be your ticket to buying property, sometimes 80, 90% below market value. This is an amazing way to throw your hat in the ring of real estate and finally have a product or a asset that can help you retire and maybe escape that 9-to-5 day job if that's something that you choose to do. So what we're going to do, there is auctions coming up in the next 9 days. So we're just going to cut the fluff and go right to the properties that are coming up. And these are actual assets that you can go and bid on for yourself. We go there almost every month. We're going to show you guys some secrets here. This is a live stream because we believe in going live, showing you guys that, hey, this is the real deal. This is not some fluff. This is not a hypothetical. These are real deals you can swing at. Many people who tune into this channel and get amazing deals, there's one thing in common. They take action with what we're showing here today. So I'm going to bring in the boys and we're going to rock and roll. It's Dustin Hahn here. And we got Tax Lien School with Mr. Josh Blanchard, Corey Chason in the lovely shirt. So Josh, let's just dive in and get to the goods here in under a minute, 30 seconds. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. We got the screen and I want to show you something that we've never shown before. Again, so we do this, week after week, which is pretty cool. All right, so in Texas this month, there are really just a very few different platforms that do online auctions. And so you've got Real Auction, which is a pretty popular one. That's a big one. You've got realauction.com. And so these are all the counties that they've got. They got 24 counties coming up. And so a place that we've consistently highlighted that has good deals every month is Nueces County right here. And so if you're looking to get a deal in Texas and do this remotely, these are some great options. And so here is Nueces. This is the auction coming up Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. And one of the tasks that a VA does for us is he actually goes through every single county in Texas online, and he just pulls the data from these auctions. And so each month there's been good sales in Nueces County, and we've seen a lot of stuff sell 30 cents on the dollar or less. And so right now we've got some pretty juicy spreads here. We got 17 on 134. We've got 4K on 14. We got 1950 on 14,000, 11 on 72. We got 18 on 91, 3,500 on 29. So there's tons of good opportunity here. And this is a place that is often overlooked. So here's one good spot, but we're going to go even deeper behind the curtain because you've got everything on realauction.com. So they do Dallas County. They do a few others. But I wanted to track down and I wanted to find out where are the other online auctions that happen that are less popular. And so I uncovered this one called MVBA. And so here's an example. I want to show you some past results and then show you an upcoming auction. This is October 7th, 2025. So this was this month. And this is one that we haven't actually seen before, MVBA, because most of the auctions are either A, in person. So Harris County is in person each month, hundreds of properties, or it's on realauction.com. So this is a brand new site we haven't talked about before, MVBA. And let me just show you some of the results from this Harrison County online property tax sale, October 7th. So I'm sorting this, and you can see here, current bid, $0. So the minimum bid on this was $13.80. This looks like a piece of land between two properties. There may even be something on it. So that's over the counter. You got $0, $0, 0, 0, 0. And these are pretty low opening bids, $995. You've got a mobile home that was actually withdrawn, though. So some of these are withdrawn. These ones were not. Then if I go to the next page, you're going to see more that just didn't get any bid. So you can see current bid, $0. You got $0. There's a ton of over-the-counter tax deeds here. But the point is that you could have picked those up for deep, deep discounts. Here's another one, $25.20, $0. So that got no bids. There's a lot of stuff here that nobody bid on it at all. And so I don't think that these MVBA tax sales that are online are anywhere near as popular as realauction.com or some of the ones that have been around for a while. And so the next one that MVBA has coming up is Comal County online property tax sale, November 4th, 2025. And so these are smaller counties. These are going to be way less competitive. And so I believe that MVBA online tax sales, this is where you could actually be picking stuff up close to minimum bid. So as an example here, there's a piece of land that's probably worth about $65,000 to $75,000. That's got an open bid of about 5K. And so here it is right here. Let me go ahead and show you this. It's 1420 Redwood Road. So here's the piece of land right there. It's next to a house. It's about 0.5 acres. So the opening bid is $5,000 or $6,000. And these are the kind of auctions that are not as well known, where you could actually get something for opening bid or just a little bit higher. So here's the area, here's the neighborhood. So it's half an acre. We see someone listing this one for 63 grand. We got another one for 75 grand, 75 grand, 75 grand. So how cool would it be, if this was your first tax deed auction, you come in and you're able to swoop something like that, for 5, 6, 7, 8, and then list it for $63,000. That would be sweet. And the thing is that these auctions don't happen every Tuesday because there's just not enough inventory. And so some of these may only happen once a year, twice a year, a few times a year. And so you definitely want to be adding this one to your roster. And there's one more that I'm going to show you. It's gov.ease, and they actually do tax sales in Texas as well. So if I go to govease.com, there's tax sale properties in here. They do 4 or 5 different counties. Just doing a little bit of loading here, but you still got the website. Still got the
Josh,
spin.
as that loads, we are live. So let us know who's here. Let us know the city and the state you're tuning in from. We will tailor the stream to you guys here. Looks like we got some folks from Texas here. Hello. We got Jeremy in Texas, Uncle Billy in Connecticut. So guys, let us know who's here. We love to tailor the stream. Ask us any questions you have, and we'll be happy to dive into any questions. And as Josh's page loads here, Murphy's Law says, because we're live, it will take too long. But we're here to help you guys find deals and make this thing happen. So let's find some deals. And remember, whenever Josh does this, he's going off the guide that's below, the ABCs of Tax Liens and Deeds, which is for free in the description below. Make sure to grab that when you guys are researching. Back to you.
Okay, nice. So yeah, here we've got gov.ease. And so they do actually 4 counties in Texas as well. So the next auctions that we got are coming up in November. So we've got Denton County and Grayson. So we've got the parcel list here. You could go ahead, you could sign up. I can sort this by minimum bid. And we got some stuff at $2,600, $3,000, 4, 5. And so here's another example of an auction where people are just not as familiar or it's not as common. So here's 0.74 acres. Looks like it's right off of a street. So this could be a really good property. Just got to figure out what land goes for in the area. But here you've got gov.ease and you've got MVBA, and you've also got realauction.com. So I would say that MVBA, this is more like the underground stuff, because usually when people are talking about online Texas tax sales, they're going to be talking about realauction.com, or they're going to be just talking about the in-person auctions. So you got that. Make sure you take a screenshot and make sure you actually show up and do this stuff, because people are still getting deals today. And so just as an example, it was Harris County just a few months ago, and we were talking about the last auction, and there was a comment on the live stream. Someone had said that they were at the auction, that there were no deals. And the interesting thing about it was that I had some friends, or there's some students and friends at the same auction that day, and they picked up a piece of land for 13 grand. And so they've got that piece of land under contract right now for $35,000, which is great. That's awesome. They had it on the market. It got picked up pretty quickly. So just an example, where 2 people may go to the same auction, And one person will say there's no deals here, and then the other person, makes $25,000 or so on 13 grand, which is pretty sweet. And then just yesterday, somebody else bought a piece of land online for 1 cent, which is
Really?
pretty wild. Yeah, 1 cent. I'll get some more details about that one. I don't want to kind of expose where they got the deal though,
Ha!
but they did show me 1 cent for a piece of land. And so that's the thing. You got to show up to these auctions, and we're absolutely giving you like the best places that you could look. These are places that are not talked about at all. I didn't even know about this MVBA online auctions until recently. So yeah, November 4th is coming up. So you've got this auction. We're doing Houston, of course, every month. And then you've also got gov.ease with Denton and Grayson. So these are 3 really good upcoming auctions in November that are all online. So you can participate and avoid some competition.
Nice, nice, Josh. I know you're on a crunch here, but for the next one, if there was a 1 cent sale, that could be a great video. So maybe we could expose it, but yet not give away the secret location.
Exactly. I had not heard of 1 cent before. We've seen
One
$1, which was impressive, but now we've seen 1 cent.
Man, that is a viral video in the making that the world would love to see. And the reason, there's a few ways to go about tax lien and deed investing. So remember, we have 3,300 counties, and all of the tax lien and deed counties are in the description below. You can download this totally free, give them a call, and start going. So what we do here on the channel is we try to do some of the work for you guys, show you some upcoming auctions, show you some counties that you can go and dive into. However, a great analogy of this business is, think of it like there are 3,300, you know what, there's probably more like 4,000 to 5,000 fishing holes, because by the time you count in the repository sales and all of the other lists, there's thousands and thousands of sales that are happening. And the fun thing is, a lot of people will go and, they'll be calling counties from here or going to the website, and they will find a fishing spot. And, it's almost like you're going through the forest in the mountains, or, you come through the trees and there's like a nice pond. There's no other fishing boats on it. And you throw your rod in and you pull up something, a 20 pounder. And the nice thing is you put in the elbow grease. And a lot of the times this could be a smaller county, which means maybe nobody else has discovered it yet. So when it comes to some of these $1 properties and 1 cent properties, we want the person worked hard to find that location, and we want to show you guys, but not also, flood their pond and pave a 4-lane highway to it and, destroy their little spot. But the cool thing is everybody here can have that same opportunity as well. So we got a good chat starting to fill up. I just want to say hello and welcome everybody. We got South Carolina in the house, Charlotte, Toronto, Otis, good to see you. Ellis in Texas, great to see you here. The redemption period for Texas, we'll go through that here momentarily. We got lots of Texas folks in the house. We got Miami here. We got Beaumont. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Nice.
And we're going to keep going. So the name of this was Buy Cheap Tax Deeds Here in 9 days. The reason we say that is because the auction is coming up in 9 days. However, maybe you're watching this in the future, several weeks or years in the future. The auctions are the first Tuesday of every month. So you can just kind of calculate what day you're watching this on. So if you're in the future, 6 months from now, and you're watching this, might be a little more than 9 days. It might be a little less. It's always the first Tuesday of the month. You can look at the calendar. So for example, the next one is going to be coming up here on, where are we here? Let's see, Monday. It's going to be on the 7th. Oh, wait a minute. No. Yeah. It's going to be on the 7th. And then the next one after that. Oh, did I screw that up? Wait.
Should be the first Tuesday.
No, it's going to be the 4th.
No. That's right. Yeah.
Reading a calendar is not my strength. So it's going to be on the 4th. And then the next one from there will be on
the 2nd. That's the 2nd.
Yeah, the 2nd. So the 4th and the 2nd. So you can just go on your calendar. And if you have trouble reading calendars like myself, double check. Corey has been very patient with me over the years with many missed meetings in my calendar.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'll have reminders and deadlines, and I'll still miss the meeting. So anyways, we're getting better. We're getting better.
Yeah.
So everybody, let's get some questions going. Corey, maybe in a little bit, I know you're pretty good with the old land glide, maybe a quick 5, little thing.
Yeah.
What I want to do is just kind of go over some Texas tips for everybody here. And then we'll show them a few properties coming up. We can show a bit of land glide and just do a bit of a full meal deal. So some tips when it comes to Texas. Remember, Texas is a hybrid state. So you want to understand that. So what that means is Texas is a deed state, but when you buy, it's a redeemable deed. So you have to wait 6 months before you can sell it. Now, if the property's vacant, you can rent it out, collect rent. You basically get the deed, but the homeowner has a 6-month period to redeem you. And if they do redeem you, then they have to pay a 25% penalty on top of anything that you've bid. Now, realistically, they generally don't redeem. We've bought, I don't know, 50 or 60 there. We've never been redeemed once. And from there, pay attention if it's a homestead exemption on that property. So a homestead exemption is a homeowner, maybe they've had the property in their family for a long time. Maybe they served in the military, or maybe they work at the government, or maybe they just went and applied for a homestead exemption, puts them in a different tax bracket. And from there, it puts them into a 2-year redemption period instead of 6 months. So these ones we generally stay away from because your money can be tied up for 2 years, which nobody wants that, right? So Texas is fun because there is 254 counties, and they all do things a little bit different. Some of them are online, some of them are in person. So Houston is an in-person auction, and we'll take a quick look at that here in a second. So guys, if you guys are liking this, welcome to the stream. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up if you like the stream, if you like the channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to be in the loop on these upcoming streams, which we generally do Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes Fridays, but Tuesdays and Thursdays are generally our staple day for going live. And we're building a community of tax lien and deed investors, and it's very, very cool. Right now, we are the most subscribed to channel for Tax Liens and Deeds. If you're new to us, we just hit, I think, 101K subscribers, which, Corey and I never set out on this journey to be, famous 100K subscribed YouTubers. Can't go anywhere these days. We got security, secure the perimeter. I just want to live a normal life.
Yeah, that's right. I know what Justin Bieber feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was recognized once, and oddly, it was in Jamaica.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, pretty funny. But anyways, regardless, our goal is to help you guys. We got 3,600 videos on the channel. Make sure to check those out. And Tax Lien School has thousands of articles to help everybody as well. So a big thing about this, and a big warning for, Texas tax deeds, is be aware of the homeowner association properties. Okay. Texas has tons of homeowner association areas. And what a lot of people don't realize, and where a lot of folks lose their butt in Texas, and specifically Harris County, is they don't realize, and Josh said it well, he said, just because a property is at a tax sale doesn't mean it's a tax sale property. And what the rookies make the mistake of is they just get the list, they go bid, and they don't realize that the homeowner association is using that same sheriff to foreclose with their lien to collect their money. And when you buy an HOA property, you're going to inherit all the back taxes and any mortgages or liens attached to that property. And that's no fun. So, that's why in the book, we have the extensive checklist and research list that you go through literally step by step to make sure you avoid that. So this is in the description for free, along with the directory. If you get it, it will help you drastically. But homeowner association properties, it's not that there's bad deals there. You just really need to know what you're doing. So when we go to Texas, we do bid on them. However, we research, we want to know what the first mortgage, the second mortgage, and we want to see what type of margins are on those properties. So, that's why we say, we're not doctors and lawyers. We talk about things that we do, obviously this is investing. So you need to research, like anything, there is risk, but the nice thing compared to like a crypto or, an Amazon shop or stocks is like, this is a real asset that you have control over. And that's great. So if you're wanting to set up retirement, it's a great way to buy some discounted assets and make some money. So a couple things. Always know your exit strategy when you're going into these. Is it going to be a rental? Is it going to be a flip? What's your plan, right? Next thing, have a max bid and stick to that max bid. It can be, in the heat of the moment, like the song, it can be easy to start bidding things up under emotion. And especially if you're close or it's like bidding up by 100, 200, just stick to your max bid. That's why we have it. That's another rookie mistake. Okay. Let's see. And obviously be aware of the competition levels. One of the things Josh mentions is in Harris County, a lot of the good deals are happening kind of towards the beginning of the auction because, a lot of people are still waiting for later in the auction for, maybe taking their big swing. And say the auction as it progresses, maybe what happens is that their property gets redeemed or outbid. So what you happen is near the end of the auction, you might have a lot of people with a lot of money left over and, they're desperate to get something. So they bid things up to stupid high prices. And, that's just the nature of the beast. And, Corey, you wouldn't believe this, but every now and then there's negative Nancy's in the comments and they're like, oh, I went to an auction and everything got bid up. This doesn't work. If it works so good, they wouldn't have a YouTube channel. If it works so good, they wouldn't be teaching it. And, a couple things that Josh was talking about. I don't know what he was talking about earlier with a bar or something, but I always give the analogy. It's like, you're a single, ready to mingle. You're out at the club. You approach one girl and she's like, sorry, married. And then you go home and you're like, I don't talk to girls because they're all married, right? And that's kind of the attitude that some people have when they go to these auctions. They go to one auction and they judge the whole thing by that one auction. And that's not the case. For everybody here, your timeline is going to be unique to you. I got pretty good fortune because I went to a real estate seminar. It was 3 days long. At the seminar, I met a guy who was going to a tax deed auction 2 days later in Washington. And I went there and I met him and he helped me bid. And 2 days after learning about this, I got a property and never looked back. And if it weren't for that person at that auction, literally showing me what to do and like grabbing me by the hand saying, bid on this property, I would have been too scared to take action. And, that's kind of where a lot of folks are here is, you have all the information, but you might be too scared to take action. And you might be falling into the trap of like, oh, I'll do it when I have all of the information. Corey and I have both been through a lot of courses. You name it, we've been through, $200,000 worth of courses. I think we spent $100,000 just last year on different courses for business, things like that. And the thing is it's never going to be the perfect time. It's never going to feel like the right moment. And you're never going to have all of the information. And that's why our goal is to show you guys the rules of the road so you can go to any one of these tax deed counties and navigate. And the simplest way is you're going to basically, like your roadmap, you'll pull it up. Say you pull up Minnesota, you find it here, you get the phone number, you get the website, and then you learn the rules of the road, the book and the channel, and then you go bid accordingly. So that's super important. And at the end of the day, what we do on this channel is we basically give away everything for free. And, 3,600 videos here. Our Tax Lien School has tons of resources. And, the same way you guys like to make money, we'll call a spade a spade. For us, this is also a business. We've been to hundreds of sales. And it just so happened we got in the good graces of YouTube by making a few videos. And now we have a channel. So what we do is this auctions coming up in Texas or virtual auctions, you guys can come join us and we can take you by the hand to these sales. And if you want some one-on-one help, that's what we do. We can save you time. Full transparency. That is a business for us. It can save you time, grows our network. It really is a win-win for that. Let's see. So The next thing is when you buy a property. After winning a property, depending on the deed, you might have to clear title on the tax deed. So we'll use a company called Tax Title Services. They'll clear that title, but it depends on the property. Like if you're buying a cheap over-the-counter property for $500 and you're going to sell it for $4,000, generally you'll probably just do a quick claim deed on that property. Is the name of the game. The next thing to be aware of is we like to go to the Harris County auction because there's hundreds of properties pretty much every single month. And it's worth it to travel to because we know there's going to be plenty of opportunity to go and bid. So it's worth it to go. A mistake that beginners make is they'll find some auction far away and they'll fly there. And then once again, they'll be all downer. Say, oh, I went to the auction. All my properties got redeemed. And we'll say, well, how many did you go look at? Oh, I had 6 great properties. Like, dude, most of these things are going to redeem before the auction. So, for example, like when we go to Texas, we'll have 100 properties we're going to look at on our list. And within 2 days, we'll whittle that down to 60 or 70. The day of the auction, we'll be left with maybe 15 or 20 because they're going to redeem as the auction gets closer. So for you guys, the cool thing is figure out, do you want to be in a deed state or a lien state? Most people here want to start with deeds, which is great. Then if it's an online auction, the great thing is you can do this stuff from home. You can use companies to go get photos of the property. We'll even have somebody go drive properties for us to look at them. But there are plenty of ways now to do this stuff virtually. So we got the stream going. Just want to say hello to everybody. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Just always fun to say hello. Good to see you. We got Chicago here, San Bernardino, Georgia. Good stuff, everybody. Let's see. How do you say that? Katina?
Probably Katina. Yeah,
good to have you here. And we will get to questions. So go ahead, tell us where you're tuning in from and any questions, and we will dive into those coming up. But I'm just actually going to pop over to my screen right now. And what we're going to do is I want to show you guys just a couple things quickly as far as, let's see, Texas auctions coming up. So I'm going to share my screen. We'll show you the Harris County one. It's pretty simple. And this could be everybody's homework. Even if you're not in Texas, you can go ahead and do this little experiment. Start on this website called Google. Just search Harris County tax deeds. First thing that comes up will be the tax deed list. Come here, click on it. Consent, here we are. And these are properties that are going to be coming up. And there's some really good values here. Opening bid, $13,000. Value, $175. Not too bad. All you got to do, come over here. And this is like the basics, 101. Just copy and paste. See what the street view is always the first thing we do. We want to see what's going on. We can see this photo was in January 2023. We want to take a look around, and just by looking at it here in 2023, like it almost looks vacant, perhaps as it is. Like these ones show some signs of life. The grass is a bit better, but there's some garbage here. And you can go back in time on these maps and see what's going on. Like let's go back the year before, to April 2022. Boom, signs of life, right? So right off the bat, my spidey sense is going to be, okay, maybe it's vacant. In 2022 was the last time we have some evidence. But remember, this is a preliminary search. So we look at 2019. Okay, here we go again. Interesting. So look at the story of this property. So in 2019, it was a fixer-upper. So somebody came in, fixed it up, made it livable. But then it looks like now in 2023, maybe somebody's not living there. So this is just basic research 101. We want to just use this picture as the first pit stop. A big mistake is we see people at these auctions. They make big mistakes. And that big mistake is they go off the photo. Here we go. We're on Zillow 129. There we go. Investor special. Great opportunity to invest in a great area. House needs a full remodel. We have pictures of it here. So this is cool. We're getting some details on the property. We have pictures of the inside, electrical box. The house does need a full remodel. So, when we come back here, opening bid is 13 grand. I'll take that thing for 30,000 bucks all day long. And you could flip it to an investor and probably make a quick $10,000 to $20,000. Or you could fix it up and rent it out for residual income. So there are tons of these properties coming up. Here's another one, opening bid 13,000 bucks, value 240. So you just go through and you start to see what's going on and you start to make a game plan. So that's super simple. And that should be everybody's homework here, regardless of kind of where you are. So the next thing I want to show you guys is, let's see, we'll take some questions coming up. Make sure to thumbs up if you guys like this. And remember to check out the site. So we have a full auction map here. If you guys come to taxlienschool.com, you can poke around. But if you click on this Knowledge Vault button, this is the most comprehensive free tax lien and deed training resource that is out there. We have a little army that puts all of this together so you guys can take a screenshot of this video here. And that way, anything in red, is a tax deed state. Anything in green is a tax lien state. And anything you want to know. If you want to know about Texas, just click on it. And then, boom, we have thousands of articles here to help you guys get going. It's kind of like the Wikipedia of tax lien and deed investing. And you can come here and learn all about Texas. Look at all of these counties we have on the left-hand side. Just click into it and learn about the places that you want to go. We also have an auction calendar that will show you guys. Everybody can see a week of free auctions coming up. We got Knoxville, Oregon County, Florida. All of this is on taxlienschool.com as a free resource to help you guys get in the game. And from there, if you ever want to join us at a sale, you can schedule a call below and we can help you. You can come join us in person or do a virtual sale, or maybe we build you an AI or just help you one-on-one if you want some help. So Corey has the QR code. Corey, I'm going to remove my screen, and Corey's pretty good with this land glide operation. So he's going to show you a little bit further here how to do a little more research, and then let us know who's tuning in, and we shall transition to questions after that.
Nice. You can hear me all right?
I can hear you great.
Yeah, sweet. Great. So let me just find too many windows open here. There we go. Yeah, so what we've got here is we have used LandGlide in the past. We've actually since switched to Regrid. LandGlide's great too. You can get a 7-day trial, but we'd like to keep costs down, and so we cycled through so many emails and stuff for the free 7-day trial that we just didn't have it anymore. But Regrid actually works equally as well. But if you do hear us talk about LandGlide, it's great as well. But it does cost, I think it's $10 a month. Yeah, or $100 a year. So that's great. But what's really cool about Regrid is Regrid actually has a online platform, so you can actually check everything out online, not just in the field. So in the field, we actually use LandGlide as well, and now we actually use Regrid in the field because it's really cool. You can actually see the property lines like you're holding your phone, and you get the little GPS, and it shows you where you're at, so you can actually make sure you're bidding on the right property, because you would be surprised how many people. Or maybe not surprised. We're not surprised. Well, actually, we still are surprised. That's people still, after all the things we tell them, we still get people coming to us and being like, hey, I bought this property. It's great. Can you have a look? And it's like, well, no, actually, you bought the piece of property behind that property that's worth not as much money. So that's just a little segue into why we actually use these things to do it, to do the research. But anyway, so Regrid app, you can download for the iPhone, Android, and they have the web app as well. So without going into painstaking details, I just randomly went to a county in Texas and found this address. So you can put the address in, or you can actually even put the county parcel ID, which is cool as well. But all you do is just drop it here into search address, and it should pull it up. And you can see this actually is the parcel ID right there. It's pretty cool. And then you click that, and then you can see it. And so in Regrid, if you don't have an account, you get, I think, 5 property views a day. If you get a free account, you get 25. So just by signing up and getting a free account, you get more, which is great. And then you can see the images and that sort of stuff here. But really what we're mostly looking for when we use Regrid is just making sure we can see an image of what's actually going on at the property, So this is actually a house, which is cool. And I keep using up all my views, but that's okay. You can kind of see their address, the measurements, like the acreages, the owner, this is the parcel ID that Texas would have. And you can see the zip codes, and there's all kinds of other stuff that Regrid you can get access to on it in land evaluations. But really what we're using Regrid for is just making sure what we're looking at is the right parcel. Now, I wonder if there's an example I can find here. Okay, so this is actually a good example. Let's say let's say this was up for the sale. And you thought, then this is probably the address for this house right here. But maybe the address, you actually looked at all these houses and you thought this was all one house for sale. You're like, oh, that's great, because that's what the address says on the county assess website, or the county assessors of the website. What you always have to make sure, and always, and this is like probably one of the top 3 tips that we could ever give anybody, and people still don't do this, which is why they come to us kind of hurt sometimes. They don't do that. And so, but when you drop that parcel ID in there, you'll actually notice, I don't know, is that 4? I hit my 5 already. Shoot. But I should log. I don't even know if I have a login. Josh has all the logins, but basically these would all have different parcel IDs and you'd be able to see that. And so, but this could be the one that's up for sale, and you might you could look at this whole plot and think maybe even Zillow has it wrong, and they think the whole thing's worth $600,000, but really it's just this weird shaped lot that's getting auctioned off. So you really want to make sure you do your research just to make sure you're bidding on the right one. And then, okay, and here's another example of one. This one's a little different because it's actually this one's perfect. Let's say this is even a better example. Let's say this is the house. You're like, oh wow, look at this house. It's like whatever, 2 acres. I'm going to get the house. It's only up for $23,000 and it's valued at $500,000. That could be a miscalculation of the county, but actually what you're only getting is you're getting this little sliver of land here, which doesn't have a house on it. So you got to be really careful when you're doing your research, just to make sure you're actually looking at what you're looking at, and having a good understanding that that's what it is. And it's actually really simple once you get the hang of it. But that is one of the most important things in doing even Texas research when you're going to all these sales or anywhere you're going. So yeah, Dustin, hopefully that's helpful.
Excellent. That was very helpful. The other day, Corey was away. People are asking about, where's the guy with the fun shirt?
Where's the shirt man? He always looks like a banana.
Yeah, where did he go? Cool. We'll dive into some questions. If you guys are liking this, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and that way you'll be in the loop and you can be prepared for the next sale. And the big thing is actually taking action and going. The amount of time that you guys have spent on the stream could easily have researched 3 or 4 properties by now that you could swing at. So let's take some questions. Somebody's saying, is there a paper copy of the book? Not currently, but you can print it at home if you like. We will work on some things, so maybe we get some paper copies in the Google store or the YouTube store. I think might be possible. We could look into that because we get lots of requests. So for now, it is for free below this video in the description. You can grab it there. Let's see. Do you guys know about private sales? Some counties let you put in private auction properties for an upset sale. Yeah, so we haven't actually done too many of those. Generally, we like to bid in person, but several people use this information and go put in bids. So it's really one of those things. Figure out the form of payment, how much you'd like to bid, and from there you can mail it in and take a swing. Corey, do you have many students who have done those ones?
Which private sales?
Private auctions.
No, I don't. Not specifically that wording, but that could mean a few different things. I don't know if that means like sealed bids. If you want to message us at Tax Lien School, you can find us and we can look into it more for you. But I don't. That doesn't bring a bell.
Shoot us a message, the sale you're interested in, and we can dive into it a bit deeper. What's the email? It's hello@taxlienschool is the one?
Yeah, that works. Great.
I forget my own email.
Well, that's fine.
We got a lot of emails.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did the Philly County Live training work? Will it be in November? Yes, we will be doing training in November in Philly. So Philly is a virtual auction that we do. So coming back to it, if you guys are new to us, our goal is to provide the Tax Lien and Deed community with undisputed the most information for free on tax liens and deeds through this channel, 3,600 videos through Tax Lien School. But we also do online virtual auction trainings and in person. So if you guys want to join maybe in November for a Philly auction or Texas, you can schedule a free call below and we can see if it's a fit to come to one of those sales. Okay, see a lot of land on the list. Let's see. How do you know the cap you should bid on? Yeah, so the thing that you do is go on Zillow and look in the area as far as try to find comparables of land that has sold recently that looks similar. And that's really one of the best ways. From there, if you don't have a lot of information, you can always contact a realtor in the area and ask for somebody or a reference to maybe somebody who's selling land or has sold land as a way to get information on that. And if it's really hard to find, remember, just because it's a cheap piece of land doesn't mean it's profitable. It could be in the middle of nowhere. It could be landlocked. It could be in the desert. So you have to be careful and do a bit of research for that. Let's see. Got my eyes on 2 properties, just land, 10 acres, the other 3.5 acres, directly across the street from a middle school. So something like that seems like, a pretty good direction to go. You're probably going to be in good shape because, you'll be able to build. It's close to the school. And that would be something to definitely dig into. Let's see here. What's the redemption in those counties? Yeah. So remember, we mentioned earlier, Texas is a 6-month redemption period, and you basically wait during that time. However, if the property's vacant, you can rent it out, you can start cleaning it up. In our experience, we generally haven't been redeemed on these properties and well over 50 purchases at the Harris County auction. So that's been our experience with that. So cool. Good stuff, everybody. It's the most important time here. It's the sands through the hourglass. So were the days of our lifetime.
Nice. Every time. That's all I hear.
Yeah, that's true. I remember my babysitter as a kid used to just burn cigarettes all day and just watch that show. And she'd take me to bingo.
Oh, man.
Burning more cigarettes.
The 90s, huh?
The 80s, maybe 90s.
80s.
Anyways, guys, from here, the most important thing is to take action, right? And I always have this thing on my desk. I start it when I start working because we don't know how many of these we have left. For all of us, we have our own, undetermined amount of time left. But what I've learned as I'm getting older is time is going faster and faster. The perfect moment to start in this business was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. It's not going to get any easier. It's going to get harder, especially with AI being able to do, a week's worth of work in 15 minutes. We really use AI to speed it up. So at this point, take some action after watching this video. A couple easy actions. You can go research Texas. You can download the directory and go call 2 or 3 counties right now. It's still early enough in the day. For example, maybe we're here in Ohio. Give them a call. That's for free below. We got tons of other great videos on the channel that you can check out. From there, if you want to join us and get some hands-on help, you can schedule a free call and you could come with us to an auction, or we could help you one-on-one is what we do. So that's the name of the game. It's action time. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and let's go find some deals, and we'll see you guys on the next live. Thanks for tuning in.
Nice. See you guys.